You're in the rant hole where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get one of these by becoming one of those. This one is for Diego Brando, who says, rant about people who perform mental gymnastics to claim Code Geass is the most realistic political commentary masterpiece, yet concurrently claim Gurren Lagann is, quote, mindless fun. Please rip Code Geass a new one. Okay, I have never seen anything resembling this opinion before. I've never heard anyone say anything like that before. I don't know who you're hanging around. I don't know who you're talking to. But to consider Code Geass to be realistic political commentary, what? I mean, first of all, the show barely contains political commentary. It's a fun, tactical, like, God, what would I even describe it as? I mean, the main thrust of the show is in just watching tactical scenarios play out. It's about, like, wham-bam plot twists, and it's more of a thriller, I guess? Like a vaguely political action school comedy thriller. You know, it's a mecha show. It's an amalgamation, as they tend to be. But, like, I've never heard anyone describe it that way. Gurren Lagann, I have heard people describe as some form of political commentary at the very least, or some kind of deep and meaningful experience. Like, yes, there are a lot of dipshits who slag off Gurren Lagann as mindless fun without seeing any deeper messaging in it or getting the fucking point. Obviously, if you've never seen Best Guy Ever's video, like, if you don't know what is the point of Eva, go watch, you know, Best Anime Ever, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, Parts 1 and 2 by Best Guy Ever. He gives you basically everything that you could possibly say about the actual, like, plot and story and messages and meaning of Gurren Lagann. But yeah, it's a fairly deep show. I mean, it's not the deepest. It's not trying to cram as many messages into it as itself as possible, but there is a lot of, you know, stuff to chew on there. There's a lot to think about. There's a lot to take away as a person. I don't know if I can say that about Code Geass. I mean, there's things to think about for sure, but, like, again, it doesn't have that, like, applicability because the characters are not that realistic. They're all kind of goofy and written to fit the narrative. I've never met anyone like Lelouch, but I've met plenty of people like Shimon, you know, so, like, that's a weird one, but again, I've never heard this stance. Like, I like Code Geass just fine. I think it's a good show. It has flaws. What show doesn't? It's not genius. I mean, it's got hype. It's got good scenes. It's got great character designs. Some pretty memorable characters. Some crazy shit happens. I like that it can do so many different tones fairly well. The action tactical battles are, like, the best part. But, I mean, Code Geass was more known for being a roller coaster, you know? It was more known for going crazy and off the rails and, like, being a clusterfuck and being fun to watch for that reason. Like, I know there are people who take it more seriously and who think it's, like, really smart, but I don't know how many of those people are, like, above 13, you know? Like, I can't imagine watching Code Geass and taking away that it's a fucking, like, a realistic political commentary. That's so ludicrous to me. Like, my memories of Code Geass mostly, like, I remember watching Season 1 and thinking it was, like, pretty okay. Like, strong 6, light 7, even at the time. Season 2 came around, I watched the first 10 episodes, I was having an okay time with it, just didn't end up completing it, but I remember hanging out on 4chan all through Season 2's running, and it was a spectacle. It was just about, like, watching this amazing plane crash, you know, like, in slow motion. Everyone was so hyped about the crazy shit that was going on. Again, it's a hype beast show. It's got more in common with, like, oh, I don't know, I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, it's not to say that Gurren Lagann isn't a hype beast show, but Gurren Lagann is hype because of the fact that it's very traditional and relatable. Like, I think, while I don't think that necessarily everybody who watches it gets the point of it, like, most people will get something out of it. It's easy to appreciate, you know, so maybe that's what people mean when they think it's, like, mindless fun, that, like, you don't have to think that hard to enjoy it, but that's also true of Code Geass. Code Geass is completely fucking mindless. Someone please write me a detailed report on the realistic genius of the scene where the guy checkmates Lelouch by putting his king next to his king. Explain that one to me. You know, where's the genius political commentary in that? I don't know. This is a weird one, man. I mean, I guess this is probably the rant you wanted. Like, what the fuck are people talking about? Who the hell are you encountering that is saying this? It's crazy.